Hello and welcome everybody to the finals of the ACES competition. We got match one today between the Bloodbath Bay Buccaneers and the Venice Vipers. I'm here with Fire. We're very excited. This will be a best of 3 series, so the first team to win 2 matches out of the 3 possible matches will be the winner. And like I said, this is match 1.
Yes,
Fire, do you have any expectations?
I mean, coming into this match, the Vipers and the Vipers and the Buccaneers were both not the teams that got the buys. They were 3 and 4 seeds. I believe the Buccaneers are 3, Vipers are 4, taking out the top 2 seeds in the semifinals. And I guess we're starting the draft. Clock is running.
Yep. Buccaneers bands are in. Let's see what they are. 2-2, 2-7. Waiting. Wow, they're really they're sending the bands quickly, so our host has got to try to keep up the fast pace here. 3-6 and 4-3. And then 2-1, 2-6, 3-3. And 4-1. And then the Vipers select 4-5, and the Buccaneers select 2-3. Both of these teams, you know, might be early in the morning. Might be early in the morning for some of them, but they are off to the races. My goodness.
Was it 3-3 and 3-4 as those 2 bands?
You know, it lost me in the middle.
It was 2 Sly 3 episodes. I'm not sure which ones.
But we're now into the final set of bands, and it's completed. So the Vipers will pick the final episode, and their options seem to be 2-4 and 2-8. So I would bet anything that they pick 2-4. Oh, I guess 2-5 is also available.
Yeah, they locked out Sly 3 and then banned the rest of Sly 4. So we're guaranteed two Sly 2 episodes.
I think 2-8 is unlikely here.
Two 4 has only been picked once the entire competition.
Time winding down for the Vipers as their pick is in. Let's see what it is. 2-5. So we get a couple of difficult episodes here. A lot of skill and only a bit of RNG in these ones, so it should be a good match. We'll start with 2-5, then 2-3, and finish off with 4-5. TK, thank you for the raid. Hopefully the stream went well. Welcome everybody into this either early morning or late at night ACES finals match 1. I got the call to commentate about 20 seconds before the stream went live. Now the runners will get ready, and we'll get going here. Curious to see who will have starting us off because of the arrangement of episodes. In that we have 2 Sly 2 episodes and 1 Sly 4 episode with these teams. there's really no way to know at this point who's gonna be going. And like Fire was saying at the start of stream, these are the two teams that neither of them had buys in the bracket stage. Um, and I don't think many people would have predicted that we'd see this arrangement of teams for the finals. So it should be interesting. I think we got two pretty evenly matched teams.
Yeah, actually, speaking of the predictions, both of the semifinal matches were upsets.
It seems like our first set of runners will be Mappiotho and Canuti.
That is a bit surprising for me, at least. I assume Mappiotto was going to be on 4-5.
I suppose maybe Nave feels like he'd be more comfortable with two or with 4-5. Um, I know that Nave has been mostly prepared for Sly 3.
이거야. 우선 이적의 정찰 사진을 찍어. 그리고는 제교육탑으로 올라가. 보기에는 괜찮은 것 같은데.
Oh, it seems like Gandhi actually is going first.
걸리면 박살 날
It
테니까.
changed.
알겠지? 백작부인은 닐라의 군대에 대비해서 순찰버트를 운영하고 있어. 저기에 탈 수 있으면 좋을 것 같은데.
So I'm sure we can expect to see Powerman be the 4-5 person on the right side here,
닐라가 저 낡은 은행에 본부를 차렸군.
which will likely place Canuti in that middle episode.
그녀를 몰아내려면 좀 힘이 들겠는 걸.
Fire, what do you think of episode 5 of Sly 2?
I think it's all right.
백작부인은
Is
완전한 전쟁 태세에 돌입해 있어. 우리 운이 없는 거지.
We got a lot of verticality in the map, which is
yeah.
a big factor both casually and in the speedrun. Got the runners pretty synced up right here.
백작부인이 감옥에서 탈출할 때 썼던 비행선.
Yeah, I actually I played Sly 3 before Sly 2, and this episode in particular made me really miss the
아마 그곳에
when you ping a waypoint, the thing on the screen that like goes in that direction
이용하도록 해.
Yeah,
in Sly 3. This episode made me really miss that playing through this for the first time.
yeah. The camera can only look up so far, and sometimes you get waypoints just way up there.
여긴 클라우워크의 눈 말고도 다른 게 더 있어.
왜 이러는 거지? 닐라, 그녀가 날 함정에 빠뜨렸어. 난 정직하다고. 물론 그렇지.
This is one of the longer episodes in Slide 2.
그러면 왜 나한테 이러는 거지?
Has some very unforgiving sections and definitely some boring sections, if we're being honest. So it's not necessarily the most popular episode, but it does have some really fun parts and probably some of the best Sly movement in the game between ghost capture at times and stealing voices.
네 도둑질은 이제 내가 시키는 대로 될 테니까. 난 그렇게 쉽게 세뇌당하지 않아. 맞아. 고통도 따르고 쉽지 않을 거야.
And yes, TK, I am trying to say that Mojo Trap action is boring. It's also frightening. It can be both.
지상 낙원에서 평생 머물 생각만 할 거.
놈들이 널 보지 못한 것 같아. 사진이나 몇 장 찍고 여기서 나가자. 아니야, 난 카멜리타를 도와줘야 돼. 그녀가 위험에 처해 있어. 지금 네가 할 수 있는 일은 없어. 정찰 사진을 아지트로 가져와. 그러면
I know that Mojo Trap is pretty popular casually.
카멜리타는 낡은
I have
아이언
unfortunately seen
250에
it on
갇혀
like
있어. 구식이지만 아주
uh,
효과적이지.
multiple lists of the best jobs
훌륭이야. 저 컨트롤 보드를 통해서
being
전달되는
really
것
high
같아.
up there.
어디 제품인지 알아보도록 콘솔 사진을 찍어봐.
But I don't understand that personally.
이거는
Fire,
백작품의
did you like
엘리트
Motor
아들들이야.
Trap as a child?
아주 무시무시한 녀석들이지.
Or
Not
whenever you played?
not particularly.
저건
Is
세뇌 장치야. 난 저것들이 실제로 존재하지 않는 줄 알았어. 이 물건은 과학과 흑마술을 동시에 사용해서 만들어진 거라고.
Yeah, I always found it really scary as a kid, and so I didn't like it for that reason, and also difficult because it has the one-hit
컴퓨터를 킬
kill.
방법을 찾아야 돼. 들어와. 아지트로 돌아와서 같이 계획을 세우도록 하자.
And the runners have both completed Know Your Enemy, so at this point, it'll be interesting to see which job order they do. Because this next set of jobs has seen some changes. There also may be a cutscene skip depending on how bold our runners are. I can say with certainty that Gandhi won't be doing the kidnap the general cutscene skip, but Mapioso, I have no idea what to expect from him. But already we got some differentiation. Gandhi's on his way to ghost capture. Mapioso is going to kidnap the general.
bit of an issue with this guard.
Yep.
He blows himself
And,
up.
he can't do the cutscene skip if he wanted to, but I don't think he did anyway.
노인 한 명이 올라오는 것밖에 안 보이는데. 왜 외모만 보고 그를 판단하지 마. 그는 클로프 장군이야. 아주 터프한 군인이지.
He does report in the chat that he did want to go for it, so that's unfortunate for him as well as for us, because that would have been interesting to see. The cutscene skip makes use of those barrels that the guard blew up, so
That's unfortunate.
잘했어. 이제 그를 아지트로 데려와. 위치는 바이너큐컴에 표시해뒀으니까.
now he does have Atlas strength, so this job kind of flies by in an episode run. Always have to worry about the tanks a little bit here, but certainly less with the ability to run.
장군님이군요. 할 얘기가 많습니다. 혹시 성문을 여는 보안 코드를 알고 계신가요? 네? 응? 얘기할 마음이 별로 없나 보죠. 이런 건 어떨까요? 어서 말해.
Gandhi's starting the photo section now.
So the ghosts in the photo section are, all of them have like a set area they're in, and like a rotation of
Whoa!
movement. Mapioso nails the ghost capture proxy. That's a
That was incredible.
big boost of time over the Vipers, since Gandhi did not go for that. I say big, it's not enormous, but I think it saves somewhere around like 10 seconds. That was a very clean one. He seemed to get it pretty quickly as well. But as I was saying, the ghosts have like set areas that they're in, and a cycle that they go through with their movement, but it's completely random, like at what point they are in their cycle. So there's a lot of like reading and reacting, and and like knowing the cycles that goes on in ghost capture.
잘했어. 이제 밖으로 나가면 두 번째 단계에 대해
I was distracted by Mapioto's proxy, but um, Genny seems to be getting some pretty decent RNG with the ghosts. And here he's
Got
making use
spotted.
of this. He's making use of this far away spot, but he misses the picture. Damn. He's got the tank coming up on his rear.
Oh no!
There. Yeah, that's a classic.
Unfortunate.
Now the tank will have moved, so you know he's probably better off just going back. But he does go for the safer option and go there. So with that minor crisis, Mapioto does have an additional opportunity to make up time if his ghost capture goes well. These ghosts in the middle section that Mapioto is in right now
이제 닐라의
are
부지에
kind
가서
of the biggest
그것을
problems,
굴뚝에 집어넣어.
because the ones at the start and the end are pretty straightforward. Mapioto gets really good RNG there.
그렇다면 공중 화기를 구입해야 할지도 모르겠군. 폭격기 몇 대면 충분하겠지.
Does fall, but that's not a big deal. At that particular spot. Now we get to see Gandhi's kidnap the general action. Fire, have you ever accidentally punched the general with Fist of Flames before?
No, I can't say I have.
I'm pretty sure I have.
이봐 머리. 거기서 장군 보여?
It's a lot easier to remember that he dies to water than it is to remember that he dies to fire.
클로프 장군이야. 아주 터프한 군인이지. 이성의 보안을
Doesn't Bentley say that?
He does, but you know, it's hard to listen to everything Bentley says. He talks a lot.
그 외에는 그를 다치게 할 수 있는 건 아무것도 없어. 폭탄으로 써도 좋을 만큼 튼튼한 사람이지.
I never actually considered that the fire part of that statement would actually mean anything.
Yeah.
잘했어. 이제 그를 아지트로 데려와. 배치는 바인더 큐컴에 표시해뒀으니까.
Yeah, and there's no fire in this episode like in the way we do have in some episodes, like torches or fireplaces or anything like that.
There is electricity. I wonder if that kills him.
I think since it isn't fire or water, he doesn't care.
Yeah, I guess not. But
He's just that tough.
클로프 장군님이군요.
When I was a kid, I always figured the tank shots would count as fire,
알고 계신가요? 네?
but they don't.
얘기할 마음이 별로 없나 보죠. 이런 건 어떨까요?
And no, a TNT barrel doesn't count either.
어서 말해.
Mapioto's into Mojo Trap. He's pulled ahead a bit.
Now Gandhi making his way, trying to catch up. And he goes to the wrong job. He goes to Cryptac. But you know, thankfully they're not not too far apart. But you know, Gandhi, remember that movement? You'll need that for later. That seemed to be pretty good.
난 그녀가 나머지 악성
that-
모드를 운반하려고
If that was the way to
수집기를
go.
가진 걸 알았지. 응? 이건 약간의 마법이 들어간 장치로 악성 모드를 빨아들여. 모조를
Switching our audio over to Mafioso, it seems like, on the left side. Now, Mojo Trap action is a set of auto-scrollers where you just have to keep these guards from hitting Bentley and survive for the length of the timer on the right, which correlates to the Mojo Collector accumulating red mojo from the statue on the ceiling. The runners also want to get health drops to restore their adrenaline burst so that they can run in between the different crypts quickly.
4분의 1 정도 찼으니까.
Andy doing some coin farming. Looks like Andy's decided to go for the sleep dart method, whereas Mafioso was just allowing them to come up and then hitting them when they got close.
Yeah, the only thing that matters for speed inside of these crypts is just how quickly you deal with the ending. So, like beyond a certain time, like once all the guards are dead is when the section will end. So trying to kill the guards as quickly as possible after the minimum time has passed is the optimal way to do it. Getting on his way now to the second crypt, which is the one Mafioso's in currently.
Mafioso doing some quick scopes.
Yeah, I've never liked messing around in this job at all. Mojo Trap can, in a run, especially when you're doing a lot of runs, it can kind of lull you into either boredom or a false sense of security. It's definitely an important job to focus on because it can get out of control really quickly, and then it can be too late to recover. And there's Albie. Welcome, Albie.
Thank you. You know, it was ambitious of me to expect to wake up before 6 a.m., but at least I gave myself a reason. Definitely try and wake up for this.
Yeah, this is a bit of an odd time slot for a lot of people involved.
Yeah, that's okay. I was prepared to be a backup. So yeah, no worries. I think I'll stick around at least for the rest of Mojo Trap, and then I'll probably leave it to you guys if you're comfortable with that.
Sounds good.
Frizz wants more events at this time. Really, Frizz?
Yeah, it's like noon over there.
안 돼.
240
Okay.
makes a good point. You ever wonder why guards just don't come from the entrance? They are aware of what's going on. Yeah, I mean that's true. That would be pretty difficult to counter if you had guards coming from behind also.
We've seen a decent amount of deviations in each runner's strategy for this.
Albie, what's your strategy in this room?
Oh,
Oh
no!
no! Malpiotho gets caught
I
while
do what
trying
Gandhi does in
while
that
trying
room.
to jump on top of the statue. Now the statue's an Augie strat, so we can blame Augie.
Mm.
I just run around into the camera just like Gandhi.
Yeah, that's what I do also. So we do have a lead change. Gandhi and the Vipers pull ahead.
Smapiotto gets to the top of that statue.
This
Mhm.
time on the other side. I didn't see what happened to the left statue, but it is broken. So maybe it took a couple tries.
Yeah, it didn't really look like he smacked it, but it didn't look like they attacked it either. Maybe I just didn't pay attention to rocks up here.
And Rude, thank you for the tier 1 resub to the Sly Gold's Twitch channel for 7 months. I say thank you, but you know I don't see any of that money, but thank you anyway. Hope you enjoy the emotes. What emotes do we got nowadays on here?
이제 좀 익숙해지는 걸 방금 또 웨이포인트를 전송했어. 하지만 이번 건 좀 알아서 잘할 수 있을 거야.
They don't pay the commentators, no. The Sly Gold's channel is managed by a collective group, as well as the website. But the primary leader is Augie. Augie manages like Patreon and he pays for the website.
Smapiotto falling in the water. Gonna have to go back.
It's an unfortunate couple of costly mistakes from Malpiotho. But they do happen, you know. They do happen. I didn't see it, but he says fake fences, and I've died to that before as well. There's like fences, like railings on the dock down there, but they don't do anything. At least
Mhm.
in certain spots.
모조 수집기가 다 차면 세뇌 장치에서 클라고크의 눈을 떼낼 수 있을 거야. 와, 네가 아주 멋지게
Always
놀아.
particularly annoying when it's Mojo Trap action where you're getting these time losses because just want to get out of it because you don't really do anything.
So I don't think we've brought it up, but Professor and Canuti are listed to be taken over for 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
The professor has run that episode a few times now in ACES, so definitely seems comfortable on it.
Yeah, Nave is definitely the more comfortable one on the Sly 4, and same with Power Man or Power Man's more comfortable in Sly 4 than Sly 2 at least. For the Vipers, so it makes sense that they divide it that way.
All right, with the conclusion of Motor Trap, and Albie coming in, who I was subbing for, I will be heading out. Good luck to you both on the commentary. Good luck to the runners. Good luck to the chatters. I will go and join you in viewership. Farewell.
임무를 마치려면 탱크
I'm
6대 파괴해야 돼.
Inky Beaver.
알겠지? 가자. 의자가 이것보다는 더 뒤로 가야 하는 거 아니야?
Now we've got bigger and better things here with Tank Showdown from Gandhi. Never really liked the controls, but it's fun. It's a fun job.
양쪽 모두 위로하면 탱크가 전진하고 모두 뒤로하면 후진을 하게 돼. 서로 반대 방향으로 하면 회전을 하게 되지.
Gets the first tank very easily. Could barely even see it around the corner. While Mattheotho decides to do stealing voices. I don't know if they
Setting
were
up
doing
the
different...
big floor.
I don't know if they were doing a different job order the entire time.
They did do the different job order in Ghost Capture and Kidnap the General. Mappiotto went to Kidnap the General first, I believe. One of them did that.
Yeah, I think Mappiotto's job order is a bit newer.
그 정도면 놈들을 한동안 조용하게 만들 거야.
I know at least in full game I was doing Kidnap the General right away. I don't remember exactly the order I did. And I was playing, yeah, a little earlier this year.
Gandhi gets the CSS as well.
See, very movement intensive this section for Mappiotto. Gets it very well.
Misses on the first pickpocket. He's gonna get spotted and knocked off the edge.
That's rough. But it does mean...
Ends up falling directly into the water, so he can just smoke bomb and pick up the key.
Yep. Very convenient backup, even if it means no stealth slide for the rest of the level. Just getting that guard fast at least is very important.
잘했어. 이제 그 열쇠를 이용해서 성 안으로 들어가 도청 장치를 장착하는 거야. 도청 장치는 방의 저쪽 끝에 있어. 여기서는 너무 무리할 필요가 없다고. 예. 그 도청 장치는 완벽해. 이 바이노큐컴에 경비원이 또 나타났어. 그들에게서 음성 변조기가 있는 방의 열쇠를 훔치도록 해.
Andy getting a difficult pickpocket there, the balcony.
Ryotto's having some trouble here. Gets spotted and he does not have enough juice for smoke bomb.
That was a good solution to it, though. I think when I tried to solve it, I would just been running around.
Yeah.
Which is not a good way to do it. They keep spotting you for a very long time there, and then run very far out of position is the worst.
좀 어렵겠는걸? 바로 그거야. 백작 부인의 음성 변조 약간의 소리를 내서 경비원들을 유인해내는 것도 좋을 것 같은데?
Andy is down to very low health, so he's gonna hope particularly that he doesn't get spotted here.
경비원들이 하수도로 들어가는 입구를
He's even
잠궈버렸어.
gonna make sure to stealth slam
당하는 자들을 찾아서
the guard on the way and not take any chances. he just barely got that key. At this point, if he dies on the way, that's fine. But he doesn't. He was able to survive.
Apioto's now finishing up stealing voices.
Nice, nice. A very short level here for Mapioso, so even though it might look like he's a little behind, I don't think it's too big of a difference. Because the ending cutscene of Stealing Voices is very long.
백작 부인의 부하들이 이미 닐라의 위성 케이블을 파놓았어. 어떻게 할까? 요청 장치를 접속시킨 다음 음성 변조기를 부착해. 나는 아지트에서 그게 제대로 작동하는지 점검할게. 와, 이거 아주 멋지겠는 걸.
Why is nice gold ring and non-emote in this channel? I'm surprised that it isn't, to be honest.
이건 멋진걸? 제 말은 여러분 모두 멋지다고요. 이상무.
I don't remember what chat I remember using that in, but I definitely remember it. Mapioso getting some very nice shots in. Having much better time with this level. Let's see. Oh, he's even getting some really far shots in that one. The one that goes around the corner. Which he decided to focus on. Which makes sense, since normally if you do it fast, you end up having to wait for it a bit.
전원이 없는데 어떻게 컴퓨터를 해킹한다는 거지? 러프 장군에 따르면 이동식 전원이
Yeah, there we go. Mapioso's done with the tank showdown.
무시무시한 걸? 중세 시대 죽음의 던전 같은데?
Candy stays in the lead, but not an insane amount. That helps to be the right character.
컴퓨터를 켜지 못하면 클라고크의 눈을 가릴 수도 카멜리타를 구출할 수도 없단 말이야. 넌 좋은 사람이야.
I don't know if he was just doing the same same buffer that you would normally do, or if he just dropped an input or something. I don't know. That's really not fun when you have to go back into the hideout right away just because you picked the wrong character. Wasn't that he didn't realize it, at least.
이 산성 배터리면 될 것 같아. 정글 근처로 걸어가기만 하면. 자, 봐. 이 나쁜 녀석, 혼날 준비나 해라.
부인, 내가 잡고 말 거야. 몇 번이나 그 얘기를 하는 거지?
There's Gandhi finishing up the first hack.
내가 죽는 한이 있더라도 널 잡을 거야. 널 잡을 거야, 반드시. 진짜로 널 잡을 거야. 그래. 전에도 들었어.
I did not know you could hit the tentacles.
That is very interesting. I don't think you really need it, but hey, something more to do in this level. I know. Were your predictions for this grand finals.
I believe on the official prediction sheet I put Vipers in 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did you fill out the predictions form, or
No,
I guess
didn't.
probably not. You were asleep.
Yeah. But I guess I'll go 2-1 Buccaneers, mainly because I went into this ACES competition expecting like, oh yeah, Outback, they'll be the winners. So I guess by transient property, because Buccaneers took them out, that I've got to go for the Buccaneers.
컴퓨터 하나만 더 하면 이곳에서 나갈 수 있어.
Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting situation coming out of the Swiss stage. Both of these teams were 3-1.
Yeah,
and both of their losses were to the Jackalopes, who were the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
It was also who the Vipers ended up beating to get here.
Yep. Then the Outback, I think they didn't lose a single one even.
No, they didn't. They were 4-0.
They were doing so well.
After Swiss got a bye and then lost to the Buccaneers in the semis.
Their team looked so stacked. I was like, surely these guys win. But no. That's just the unpredictability of ACES.
Yeah, there's been a lot of the teams are really even, and I think we saw that. Oh, as Mafioso takes a hit. Adrenaline boost directly into the spikes. Takes another one.
Yeah. This is the problem with dying to refill your adrenaline bursts.
Takes another one. This is not going great.
PFO is just starting to take it a lot more safe to try and finish it off. Avoiding some of its bells and whistles just to get done with the
Bentley
level.
types in the air.
The best way to hack a computer. You don't think he's playing safe? I mean, he went from
he definitely toned it down on that last one.
Yeah, he went from adrenaline bursting to running on the left instead of on the right, like waiting a little bit more on the cycle. So I think he was definitely adjusting to make it safer.
Bentley is still not at the computer. Is Gandhi starting the operation? He's calling in the tanks.
제교육탑으로 가자.
용병들이 성의 방어를 돌파했다고? 전부 출동해! 너희 모두 전멸할 때까지 이 탑을 지켜!
Alright, I got my breakfast ready, as I think we're close to an amazing voice line from the Contessa. We don't crack!
우리의 난폭한 공주님을 구출할 준비는 다 된 거야?
What are you having for breakfast this morning?
아이언테크 250은 완전히 통합된 시스템이야.
Just the ham and cheese sandwich.
이 낡은
음.
터미널 어딘가에 있을 거라고.
Oh, we have the hack first.
I had a couple of blueberry muffins before joining the VC, except it was about 11:30 at night over here, so it wasn't exactly breakfast.
이거면 될 거야.
I think I'm gonna try to brew some tea during the run to try and stay alert.
가장 친한 친구 사이가 될 거야.
I'm pretty awake actually,
친구, 손들어, 몽땅 다.
which I was expecting that I could be more groggy.
섀도우 가드. 이리 돌아와 이 마녀야.
Because oh god!
카멜리타는 항상 그녀의 피스톤.
I love that voice line.
한다니까. 그녀는 좀 난폭해. 물러서 슬라이. 생각보다 폭파 반경이 더 클 것 같아. 빨리. 앤틀리, 괜찮아? 이것은 천식이 있는 사람에겐 나쁜 곳이야. 하지만 클라워크의 눈 하나는 찾았어. 나머지도 가능할까?
걱정하지 말라고. 내가 잘 간직하고 있으니까.
닐라.
픽작 부인을 처리해줘서 고마워. 난 그녀를 클라고크의 눈으로부터 떼어놓을 수가 없었지. 눈은 하나만 있어도 충분해. 그럼 안녕.
앤틀리, 눈을 가지고 비행선으로 탈출해. 난 닐라를 뒤쫓겠어. 하지만 계획은 이건 계획이 없던 거야.
모두 폭격기는 들으라. 공격을 백작 부인의 비행선에 집중하라.
조심해 벤틀리, 곧 공격을 받게 될 거야. 비행선의 포탑으로 가서 정신 차리고 있어.
Yandy's starting the Neela chase section.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything cool here like Bacon Man doing PS2 on PS3, so we just get the standard running around. I guess that situation would just mean more cutscenes, though. So,
Yeah.
or more time spent in cutscenes.
어디로 가든지 조심하라고. 여기는 위험해.
Mafioso now also in the chase, as Yandy's about to be starting the boss fight.
크루는 내 거야. 내 거란 말이야. 미스터 쿠퍼, 사실 그 눈은 원래 내 거야.
조심해 벤틀리, 곧 공격을 받게 될 거야. 비행선의 포탑으로 가서 정신 차리고 있어. 나는 할 수 있어. 나는 할 수 있다고.
Oh, you can hear me chewing? I'm sorry. I'll make sure to get next time.
걸. 최고. 조심.
Candy having a little problem aiming at these planes. They can be a little difficult. There's still a fine amount here to have 3 at the end. Just need to find the must to spawn in. 1 and 2. There we go. Just like that.
이리 돌아와 백작부인. 그 비행사는 당신을 구할 수 없어.
자비로운 지옥의 신이여. 슬라이 내 말 들려? 카멜리타가 유도 시스템을 파괴해서 비행선이 아주 위험한 속도로 하강하고 있어. 추락하고 있다고. 추락! 추락!
너는 내 거야. 돌려줘.
절대 안 돼. 내가 미쳤게? 아, 정신 분석을 하지 마. 전문 의사 의견 따위는 듣고 싶지 않으니까.
미친 건 아니야. 단지 바보일 뿐이지. 넌 아버지의 명성을 뒤엎고 장난치는 무식한 꼬마에 불과해. 난 너와 쿠퍼 가문에 대해 모든 걸 알고 있어.
그렇다면 왜 이 눈을 파괴해야 하는지 알겠군.
은시안 같으니라도 난 너의 도덕적 가치관 같은 것은 상관하지 않아. 난 그런 모든 것을 초월해. 선과 악조차도.
도덕적 가치관을 초월하는 그런 사람에게 내가 눈을 줄 것 같아?
얘긴 이제 그만해. 벌레 같은 너에게서 그걸 빼앗는 건 너무나도
I might be able to catching up a little bit on the small things. Was able to finish that fight a bit faster. And maybe there's other small time differences like that in either direction. As Candy does pretty much perfect phase 1 of Contessa. Yeah, completely perfect. That's beautiful.
넌 내가 잘못했다는
Beautiful,
걸
beautiful
들어줘.
stuff.
난 당신이 불쌍해. 그렇게 많이 공부를 했어도 옳고 그른 것도 모르다니.
나보다 지능이 뛰어난 상대 앞에서 방심하지 않는 것 정도는 나도 알고 있어.
And we see Knutsy getting ready for 2-3.
그녀가 눈을 가졌다고?
Mm-hmm.
그녀가 눈을 가졌어.
이거 어떻게
And say out of all the boss fights to practice, that first section of Contessa is the most rewarding because it's not too hard, but the difference between knowing it and not knowing it is pretty massive. It's like that fight in Rajan, pretty much. Have been the most rewarding for me.
카멜리타가 탱크 안에 갇혀 있는 동안 내가 눈을 뺏을게.
It's a pretty clean tank section.
이것을 빠져나가도록
Mhm.
하자. 슬라이, 어떻게 좀 해봐. 우린 나중에 랑데부 지점에서 만나기로 해.
It can get pretty rough if Carmelita gets away from you there.
Yeah,
무슨 없어.
when you start the Augie lap, ending it is
Yeah.
very difficult.
네가 오라 쿠퍼. 힘을 통해 네가 맞다는 걸 증명했어. 하지만 이 클락워크 눈은 네 정신 속에서 너와 싸울 수 있게 만들지.
And he just barely pushing Contessa off the edge, trying to keep her on the edge, out of jumping down this time by going around the sides here.
He's getting pretty low on health. He's got to watch out.
Yeah.
Oh, he dies.
He stepped
He gets
on
stepped on.
her stepping on Hitchbox there as she jumps back up is
They
so
are-
large. You
These
gotta
two are
respect the
very
spider.
close now.
And this right here is definitely something that Buccaneers will be very happy about, to be more in the game. As Gandhi gets mind controlled to not do any damage. And all of a sudden they're in the same boss fight. Candy clearly had still, but not by much. There we go.
Ooh, there he
finished it
goes.
off. 48-30. It's a respectable
Knutsy is
time.
off.
As Knut to get started with 2-3.
Did Mapioto just take a death as well, or did he just start?
I feel like he should be further into the fight. He might have died.
저 폭포 뒤에 사원으로 들어가는 비밀 통로가 있어. 분명히 있다고.
Oh, he
Alright,
hit some
20
barrels.
보다는 비밀 통로가 더 좋지.
That is hilarious. 27-second difference though, still.
Oh no.
빙고. 향신료 재배 시설을 찾아냈군. 광합성에 대한 내 상식이 옳다면 가장 비싼 장비들은 이 방의 꼭대기에 있을 거야. 저 튜브를 통하면 그 위로 올라갈 수 있을 거라고. 좋아, 위로
Both
올라갈게.
Knuti and Professor are getting started here. With all the stealth sliding. There's stealth sliding in EP5 too, but the first episode where you have stealth slide, this one just has so much stealth sliding. It's really fun, I like stealth slide movement.
하지만 사원 밖에서 이곳으로 들어오는 방법은 알 수가 없다고. 저 크레인은 심장 반쪽을 공중에 매달고 있군. 그 사진들을 아지트로
Yeah, 2-3 has been a very commonly picked episode throughout this competition.
Is it the most commonly picked, or is it like two
It
or
is
something?
it
Or
is
4-2?
tied for second.
With 4-2, I imagine.
Yes. 3-2 has been picked one more time.
That is just...
Which I guess
With the amount we've seen it makes sense, but...
that means those episodes are actually even now. So this is now tied for the most commonly played episode.
I feel like 2-3, and I don't mean this to be insulting towards it, it's the most milquetoast episode. It's like, it's not so easy that it's not super interesting. It's not so hard that it stands out as something like, ooh, I don't really want that. It's somewhere in the middle, where it's a little difficult, a little simple, not much BS, so makes sense that a lot of people like to pick it as their episodes, like, yeah, this one is the one I'm comfortable with. Episode 1 may have more runners, but I'd say this is the episode that, if you're running Sly a lot, would be a more sensible default episode.
I believe this was the pick of the Buccaneers in the draft.
Yeah, 2-3, 3-2, 4-2. Yeah. Early episodes tend to be less complex, less difficult.
And the professor has played 2-3 in 3 of the Buccaneers' 6 races, with it being 3 of the last 4.
Yeah.
So this is definitely one of his more practiced episodes throughout this competition. I'm not entirely surprised that they went with this.
Yeah, it's a comfortable episode. It's a Slide 2 episode, and to my knowledge, Professor doesn't do too much outside of Slide 2 of the games in the competition anyway. I think they were quite new coming into ACES, so make sure to just give them I think they've done the most throughout the tournament.
지금까지 모은 향신료 풀을 코끼리 먹이 바구니로 가져가.
3-2 is the 2-3 of slide 3, for sure. Out of all the early episodes, 2-2 is a bit of a standout, but that's because of just the sheer amount of RNG. So that's the one exception to this rule we're talking about. Other than that, it's early game episodes that aren't the first one that everyone prefers.
저 연못에 있는 곤충은 희귀한 인도 물벌레야. 만약 그것을 라잔의 사무실로 가져갈 수만 있다면 벌레의 날개 주파수를 통해 주변의 음파를 탐지할 수 있어. 잘 이해가 되진 않는데 라잔의 사무실을 벌레로 도청한단 말이지? 아주 멋진 계획이지. 내 말을 잘 들어. 저 물벌레는 고여 있는 물에서만 살 수 있어.
Professor had a bit of issues with one elephant at one point, but it seems like they mostly got through the level fine. Both of them.
잠깐씩 수영을 하게 되면 우리 꼬마가 소란 피울 일은 없을 거야.
Yeah, Canuti's starting up Waterbug Run.
Some ACES runners don't even own all the games. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But yeah, that's another reason why the availability selection for ACES and talking with your teammates about what is feasible for you to run is very important.
I believe the Vipers might have been the only team in the competition where all 3 runners were relatively experienced at all 3 games.
A lot of flexibility on the Vipers, and they did use it a bit, or at least tried to. I feel like as the competition's gone along, they've gone a little bit more regimented, with Farman always being the slide 4 person. But overall, I'd say they're pretty flexible. From the sounds of it early on, they were like, all right, we're using math to decide what episodes we pick based on what's more comfortable for us and them, and maybe they're still doing that, but it definitely...
It was actually the only time that Powerman did not play Sly 4 was when he played 2-6 in the quarterfinal match. He has played Sly 4 the other 5 races.
Yep, it's definitely Powerman's most comfortable game. And if I had noticed ACES in time and played it, then Sly 4 would probably be my most comfortable game as well. Even if I prefer Sly 2.
I believe Canuti got the cutscene skip while I was alt-tabbed onto my spreadsheet.
Yep, he did.
Yeah.
He got it very effectively. As Professor is using the binoc, he can't set up the jump, gets it perfectly. Taking a bit of time to get ready for the cutscene cap. Oh. Fell down a bit early.
That's unfortunate. Falls into the water.
Yep. It was an early fall, so you didn't spend too much time on the cutscene skip, but that's like... How long is that? Like a minute? That's rough.
Yeah, it's gonna give
rough.
the Vipers some more space.
The Vipers are extending their lead for Powerman to finish off in the end. It's looking like Nave might have. Oh, and I wasn't going crazy. There was no sound on Knuti's side. That is a big swing. I was thinking like, am I just not getting sound anymore on the feed? I was pretty sure I was getting sound, and I was right. That was a sound block.
So it's gonna be a little bit of time.
Yeah, so all the time that Knuti saved from the cutscene skip and a little more just went back in favor of the Buccaneers. A little divine intervention there to keep this race interesting. Hopefully we don't have too much of that lighting our grand finals. But a little bit of sound blocking and slight has to be expected at some point. There we go. Now we have sound on Knuti's side. Would have been funny but sad to see the back-to-back sound blocks. Has anyone ever gotten back-to-back? I think it's something that would be possible at least.
I've definitely never seen it happen, and I feel like if it did, there would be a clip of it somewhere.
You think you have on an NG Plus run before? Clip it if you could still have the recording available. Show it to us. I've never understood why the aim is just locked onto a dam when you don't move your stick. Maybe it's like, in case someone didn't know what they were doing, they wanted it to be clear, like, hey, it's this dam you're attacking, or something, but it's really convenient in speedrun.
Yeah.
Kira got sound locked twice in the same load of the stealing voices. Oh, that's rough.
That would be very rough.
That's even worse than back-to-back, since it would mean that he's actually like going through the level a bit, getting
Oh
sound,
yeah,
going through it a bit again, and then getting sound like again.
that would not be good.
Chat coming for the low-tier jokes now. SMH.
Damn.
It would go Knuti doing a valve slide square boost into the trigger there. I was expecting slightly different movement, but that's still pretty fast.
It'll be interesting to see what strat Knuti decides to go for here.
There is a very difficult but really cool strat you can do here. But will he dare to do it in the grand finals? He will not.
Does not appear as if so.
Very understandable. Just trying to give in a good, solid performance for the grand finals. But we have seen the other strat a few times throughout the ACES, and it's been pretty cool. We've seen really good runners doing that.
만일 우리가 분쇄기를 파괴하면 녀석의 사업은 끝나게 되고 더 이상 이 사원에 머무를 필요가 없게 되지.
As Professor enters Spice Grinder as well.
우선 저 아래에 있는 TNT를 얻도록 해. 참고로 네가 TNT 통 안에서 가만히 있는 동안에는 경비원들이 널 발견하지 못할 거야.
See, barrel skip. I don't actually know what it's called.
폭탄을 분쇄기 바퀴 근처에 놓으면 모두 산산조각이 날 거야.
It does skip one barrel, I guess. It's not the worst thing. As Community gets through the level very effectively, no BS. There's never in any game been as good of a tiptoe sound as in Sly.
No.
So
This
satisfying. This peak gaming.
Yeah, that's an iconic sound effect.
이게 무슨 일이야? 향신료 생산량이 떨어지고 있는 것 같군. 잠깐, 아예 생산이 중단되었잖아.
또 만났군요.
니네 경사, 무도회장에서 날 고발하지 않아줘서 고마워.
Newt coming into Neil's secret.
카멜리타의 표정은 정말 그냥 보기엔 아까울
What is her
정도로
secret?
안 좋게 받아들이나
Oh, Professor gets
보지.
spotted.
공격당하는 건 원치 않죠.
The guard was still there.
리바일 딜라,
Yeah, he tried to turn around,
Turning
but
around right into him.
데이트하지 않을래요? 홀리우드에서
I think it goes all the way back to the beginning.
카레도 먹을 수
I mean, he
That's
would have been
unfortunate.
into him if he didn't turn around. It's more so he just couldn't turn around enough in time.
곳으로 들어가는 비밀 입구를 알아냈어요. 법적으로 나는 영장을
Yeah, ended up looking more like he danced.
하지만 당신 같은 멋쟁이 의적이라면
도둑이라면
A little pirouette.
알아들었어요.
입구로 안내하는 동안 너무 뒤처지지 말아요. 여기는 경비원들로 가득 차 있기 때문에 아주
Ends up finding a health pickup there, which is nice. You can get down pretty low HP in this job, so any amount of health is very appreciated. Yeah, surely this Neela character wouldn't betray us. Why would she? She's been so nice, helping us out the entire time. All the guards spotting Knuti, and his punishment is getting hit by a rock. That's all that happens while he was spotted. Just a singular rock. Just to mark that, no, you weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah. And you get that just a sliver, not quite full HP.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is the one mission where you're terrified of rocks. They rip off the ruby. We don't have our runners quite there yet. When they get there, they will be very mindful of the rocks.
여기에요. 그리고 잊지 말아요. 내가 당신한테 이곳을 알려줬다는 사실은 절대 말해서는 안 돼요. 그리고 홀리우드에서의 데이트는 받아들이도록 하죠.
킬라가 말은 그대로야. 클라워크 심장을 챙기려면 저 컨트롤 상자를 열어야 돼. 하지만 지금은 잠겨 있어. 경비원들에게서 열쇠를 잠깐 빌려도 별 문제 삼진 않겠지?
Muti very clean through the pickpocketing section.
Love to see it.
바로 그거야. 클라워크의 심장 반쪽. 이 근처에서는 당분간 향신료가 자라지 않겠군.
This slope climb as well, no issue.
라단의 저 거대한 루비를 훔쳐달라는 의뢰를 받았어. 루비를 가져다 주면
I think the other slope climb is more difficult. It's probably just the place you stand when you go into it. It's a little bit harder. You don't have as much height.
머리 네 차례야. 슬라이가 루비를 캐냈어. 이젠 네 힘으로 그걸 구매자에게 가져가야 돼. 의육맨이 도와주러 갈게.
Muti setting up for this cutscene skip.
Doing it from a little further away, just to make sure he doesn't enter the cutscene early. Gets it very well.
He respects the Bentley.
Of course, gotta make sure keeps the lead good for Powerman to finish out in the end. Now, out of all the risks you can take, not respecting Bentley is such a silly risk.
윗사람들에게 이걸 구입하도록 추천하지. 구매자에게 이것으로 계약을 성사시키도록 하라고.
I don't know if you could hear that, but I was boiling water for my kettle. Got my tea ready. I held it pretty close to the mic, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was audible.
Oh, that was close. Guard got knocked right in front of Canuti.
Mm-hmm.
He might have got hit in the cutscene there. That was.
As long as you get into a cutscene, it's no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tea of God's flavor of passion fruit, rhubarbs, and strawberries. And make sure that I like. Not stuff I tend to have outside of tea, but they make for good tea.
I can't say I eat passion fruit very much.
The only part of that I think I've eaten a lot outside of just having it for tea is strawberries. Oh, the classic best viewer bot.
Whoa.
Have to happen eventually. Just so many of them
Modge.
nowadays. They got it away pretty fast. I had some issue with that recently where I decided on my channel to make it so only regulars could post links, which I thought would be a great solution to it. But then it turned out that even Halkery, who's the top Legends Arceus speedrunner that's been in my chat a bit, even he wasn't regular enough to be considered a regular. At that point, I was like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't as great of a solution as I thought. He ended up getting timed out for 10 minutes at the end of my Catch-A-Moron. There we go. Professor having a much more normal end to rip off the Ruby. We have a lot of people in chat revealing that they've really been bots this entire time. Can't believe it. Can't believe I interacted with all you people. Or I should say bots, not people. Damn. Can't even describe.
I can't believe the viewers are getting paid more than the commentators.
Yeah. That's wild.
As the community takes the the cherry bomb. What's the number? 500? Is it 500 or 5,000?
It's 500. I think.
I feel like there's something that's a 5,000. Is it?
I have my splits name as that thing, so I'm gonna consult my split name.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, it says Cherry Bomb 500. Getting confirmation from chat as well. Even more cheap.
Another bot. Wow.
Oh my god. I mean, they're showing up here because we all know that chat's just filled with bots.
Community getting through the Spire section.
Chat is a great representation of why you should get the bots, you know?
Community getting ready to start the boss fight. Power Man getting ready to start 4-5.
I don't know what all the Congold mans are. But I would imagine ripoff would be wrong because it's not one word. I might be wrong about that. Maybe they don't do that attacks. Muti not getting a lot of the head hits, but he's also not getting hit himself, which I think he'll be fine with. You have a little bit slower but safe anti-Rajan right here. There we go.
Yeah, it gets through
Rajan
very
is
clean. There's the last hit. Power Man is off.
Yep. Good communication. We're seeing Power Man with quite a lead going into slide 4 here, in spite of the sound lock. But she'll definitely appreciate. What was the time? I think Vipers finished EP5 48:30. And they finished EP3 somewhere around 120:30 or something. That second one was just a guess based on.
Yeah, Canuti saying in chat it was a 31:30-ish.
Nice. So it was probably earlier in 120. I was just guessing based on the overall timer because I didn't pay attention to when the timer ended. To what the timer was when he ended. Yeah, 31 in ACES is very, very good. I think it was damage loss for Rajan at least. He got hit by a rock, of course. There's of damage rocks like don't even exist to me, but if you're doing actual damage loss, then they would matter.
Power Man is playing this episode in English.
It is the fastest language, so absolutely correct. Slide 4 is the game with the most language variety in terms of what's fast. And also where you lose the least amount of time from playing in other languages, which probably contributes to why it was the last one for us to realize that language makes a difference. It's also less played than the other two, so that's another good reason why it took a bit longer.
Greetings. You're Salim Al-Kapar, aren't you?
Yeah, I do think Power Man is on HDD, which does make it slower.
I'm kind of new in town.
An optimal way to play it, but that's fine.
You go lick a camel's hump.
Okay. Look, I know you're in trouble. I'm here to help.
Knave is a tough opponent, but with this lead, Power Man should be able to do it. I believe in him.
It was foolish of you not to mention that in the first place. Let's go.
Put them on more even ground and oh, is that gonna finish it? Oh my god, it finished it.
Ooh.
Professor died as Rajan was dying, which I think if you die early enough there, you could just fail, even if you killed Rajan. But luckily, he got to the ending cutscene.
Yeah, that was close.
1 second earlier, and that may have failed. Yeah, I think I've had that where I died after Rajan started dying, and it failed. Trying to make sure we're awake there. With a bit of a close call. As Powerman is doing the buffered ICSSs. I never know how I want to say ICSS plural. Feels a little bit wrong to say ICSSs, but I don't know a better way to say it. Anyway, yeah, this buffering's working well for him. Just love to see it. Unfortunately, the Gallup one happens in episode 4, Steven, so that's not happening. He did the pause a little bit late on the last one. But at least it was the last one, so he could get most of the ICSSs at least. Or actually, I think if you fail it, you can still attempt the other ones. I don't think it works the same way as the Murray Bob mission. I forgot what it's called. The training montage.
Getting stronger.
Yeah. In Getting Stronger, if you fail a single one, you can't do the rest. I don't think that's how it worked on this one. I don't remember. You're predicting an Avengers Endgame ending to Operation where all the ancestors show up and Gallop says Fortnite for some reason. That sounds like a movie ending to Sly.
I was hoping you would say that.
That's
Yeah,
Sly.
for the Sly movie that we're all waiting for in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I promise it's coming out.
Did you hear that? They're creating a false royal identity for Le Paradox in the present day.
It's just very delayed.
That happens,
Yeah.
they'll be close to untouchable. They also need a delivery. The Panther needs scorpion claws. Maybe we can make that work for us.
You should warn me before you do that.
All this walking. I believe I've earned a nice nap after this. What a delightful day for a stroll.
I can hardly wait until this business is completed, and I can, I mean, we can return to Paris for... Must remember to bring a handkerchief next time. You look just like a beautiful painting today. Picasso, perhaps.
Oh, I thought you'd never notice.
Tell me, what...
We're getting to hear the villains have a conversation, so I'm enjoying my tea.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I just had my tail shampooed.
This blasted sneezing is putting my...
Any more...
Boy, I'd hate to be the guy that has to...
Yeah, the sneezing isn't great. But we do have some other Europeans in chat. How are you getting started with your mornings?
The R2 button to activate your ability.
Since everyone here, it's kind of a staple. That is not a great staple to have.
The delivery boy. You were called?
13 sneezes.
Don't recognize
That's
your
impressive.
That's wild.
features.
The other boys are out to sick. Something about the snake bites.
Is there something wrong with
Good to hear Sly's Italian accent.
No, I've talked like
Mhm.
this my whole life.
This is probably when I would normally wake up,
I
and
see.
I decided to wake up a lot earlier
If
for
you were
this.
a delivery person, then you would know the usual orders, no? What
Yes, it is currently 1:40 in the morning
Panther loves the scorpion.
here on the East Coast.
He appears to be legitimate.
Thank goodness.
Here we go, navigating all of the ICSSs. Did Buffered as well, so even if he didn't get it the first pass on each of them,
In Italy, that
was pretty
action would
fast.
be considered a felony. Now let's go rescue those thieves.
But he is an entire auto-scroller behind, which is a rough amount of time to try and make back. That was a very good understanding of time there to just barely be able to get through the gate, not wasting too much time on the thingy that the lever that brings the gate down. Maybe it's very clearly practiced with that. Yeah, we've got some varying responses. Sounds like Ison lives close to work, which is convenient.
I would hope so.
Yeah. more time for watching Aces. Wait, Nave's getting the masks? And the bottles. I mean, it is the auto-scroller, I guess. Why not?
It might as well get some hundo practice in.
Wonder if this bench
Yeah, Nave's just flexing. Yeah, I did see that for a second and forgot that it was the auto-scroller because I was looking away for a bit, I was enjoying my tea, and then I looked back and I seen Nave picking up the mask and I was like, wait, what's going on? That makes a lot of sense.
Whoa, those are some giant Diablo scorpions. Nasty. You probably just want to avoid them, but destroying those nesting valves will clear them out. Keep moving forward and you should reach the base of the tower. Keep going, Celine. The tower entry point is just above your current position.
I mean, either way for Nave, whether it's Powerman finishing quick so he can go to sleep, or whether he finishes quick so he can go to sleep, does improve the speed of him getting to sleep. So I guess that works. as Powerman is doing the movement throughout this level very well. It's really cool to see how the movement in this level has evolved.
At least this lucky fellow is getting some rest.
You're almost there. Just a little further. Great, Salim. I'll take it from here.
Alright, I'm
Let's
noting
do
down
the
the
hack.
time that... Yep, I'm noting down the time that Powerman gets out of the hack. Try and compare it to Nave later. Just to see how big the time difference is. It's definitely several minutes, though.
My brother, are you all right?
Oh, my head. Where am I?
You have been imprisoned, hypnotized, and compelled to create forgeries by that evil elephant. But I have freed you from her mesmerizing music. With, some assistance.
That's nice. I'm hungry. Did you bring me anything to eat? Perhaps some nice roasted scorpion tails? Maybe some camel milk?
Amazing! I climb halfway to the stars to rescue you, and you expect camel milk? Why do I bother?
Nave was having a bit of an awkward spire jump moment. Jumping and pressing the circle button can be harder than it seems sometimes.
Okay, Murray, the thief known as the Tiger is being held inside that taxi shop. My data shows the interior is small, but well reinforced. Also, there don't appear to be any guards inside at the moment. I think this one is pretty straightforward. You and Sly go in through the front door. After that, your muscles should be enough to handle the situation.
We have the two best jobs in this episode going on. Copycats and Rugrats. Oh, maybe having a jump scare there.
And Nave having to wait out the cycle a bit.
Yeah, he tried to go for it and then had to jump back. But he ended up saving it.
Catches the next cycle pretty clean, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes! The Murray's strength knows no bounds! Sly!
Interesting out of the two movement struts here. Powerman went for the first one, but not the second one, while Nave went for the second one, but not the first one. I don't actually know which one is harder, but thought that was interesting to know. Different preference from both the runners. Oh no, Nave falls off at the end of the hack.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. Already over a 4-minute time difference. It's probably not going to be made up in the end, but that is still a bit frustrating. Buccaneers are definitely going to have to regroup for the next set of the grand finals, or the next game in the grand finals. It's best of 3 for the full set.
Concentrate on the target.
Unless something major happens at the end. I don't think it can, though. Yeah, that is a 4-minute, 57-second difference ending the hacks. Manifesting them down as P3 plus that is actually how bad it would have to be at this point, I think. Because there's no sound logs in Sly 4. I don't remember any major hard logs or soft logs either.
I'll meet you on the other side.
I mean, there's a lot this game has going against it, but that's at least one good thing. It's very stable. There's the infamous
Yeah, a 5-minute gap this late into the episode's gonna be rough to try to make up.
Mm-hmm.
Sly, that priceless treasure is Sinbad's legendary goblet. History tells us it was recovered by your ancestors.
A scenario that would cost that would probably have to involve something like a Miss Decibel meltdown.
Taking it now could cause any number of anomalies to the time continuum, and
As we're seeing some of these flash bombs being used, it's really cool movement.
Forget it, Sharks! The Murray's not on the menu! Time to drop some cannonballs on this problem!
Starman is getting each cannon low HP, but not finishing any of them off quite yet. There we go, and now at the end it's finishing them off. I was wondering if that might matter for HP, but he seemed to have really good HP the entire time, so no big issue. Between the time difference and the different job order, we're getting to see very different gameplay from each runner, doing different jobs at a time, which is cool.
Well, at least these sharks don't have laser.
It is always interesting to see runners deviating a little bit from each other. I've had some of that in 2.5 as well.
Ooh, as Powerman tries to do the paraclimbing strat up the left side. I've never seen it up to the left side there. Unless he just had a bad jump. I don't know. It doesn't seem like you could do it up the left side, at least. It doesn't seem slopey enough.
Speeder's laser loop would work perfectly on that switch.
I see you, Mapioto. Good job in your section. We hope to see a very competitive grand finals throughout the entire set.
Right, there's gotta be a lock for this around here.
Our man has not had any major hiccups yet. Been like a very secure EP5 to finish out this first round of the grand finals.
Oh, my head is spinning like a dust devil. Who are you?
Relax, pal. I'm a friend of Salim's.
Oh, Salim. Did he give you anything for me? Like all the money he owes me for betting on the camel races?
Sorry. You'll have to take that up with him.
I most certainly will.
There are always going to be some matches that are bigger blowouts, some that are closer, but I am surprised that the teams ended up as even as they did. The format definitely does even out the teams naturally, but even so, just the skill difference in this kind of formats can still be pretty different between the teams, but we've had very even teams.
All right, Bentley. Bombs away.
Talk about a smoke break. Oh yeah, right on the button.
A good mixture of experienced runners, very confident in one game, or very flexible, and new runners to fill out the teams. Has made ACES competition the most entertaining competition to follow for me out of all the competitions I've ever followed, as much as not been able to keep up with every game.
Yeah, I would also say that this is probably my favorite of the Sly Gold's events that have been put on. It's been a very fun competition to watch and be a part of, and it's been going on we're going on like 5 or 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta shake these things. Right on target. Oh yeah, right on the button. How do you like that, smoke signals? Look out below. Okay, Sly, get to that device so I can free this guy. Hacking magic.
Nave finishing up the level as Parman's already in the hack, and now he has to do the longer level. That really sums up the time difference right now.
Oh, Nave just got spotted. Man gets through the hack.
Oh, I had a terrible nightmare. I was being charmed like a snake and could not break free. That was no nightmare, my friend. Salim, you were in my dream too. You brought me many delicious snacks.
What is with you guys and all the food?
Salim, who is this insolent pup? Oh, don't worry about him. He is a friend who helped rescue you. In fact, he is my assistant.
Assistant? What are you talking about?
Fly, play along. It's better if less people know what's going on anyway.
Great. It's gonna be a long day.
Oh, and don't forget what's left of that device, Sly. I'm almost done with a little invention of my own.
Power Man's going into a heavy metal meltdown now.
First bugs, now transmitters.
All right, I'm back.
You're back?
Do I look like a camel?
Hey, there we go. Had some tech issues there. And basically my entire computer just gave up. I tried to see if it was anything I could fix without rebooting, but then I had to reboot. Only problem was it didn't recognize my boot device at first. I was like, oh no. I was about to enter on my phone, but when I rebooted again, for some reason it recognized my boot device. Not sure why, but I was out for a bit there, figuring everything out.
Why did my skin have to be climbing? Why not sleeping?
Apparently, if rebooting doesn't work once, just reboot again.
Yeah.
Always the solution.
Yeah, have you tried turning it off and then on, then off, then on again?
That is what I did. Yeah. It worked.
I better be careful. Decibel's right there. Slow and steady, Bentley. I need to get to that corner shelf to have a clear shot at
We're seeing Power Man go for some of these bombs in this job. Getting the death abuse at the end there. Tried to boost himself in with another bomb to get down here. Didn't quite get that. But looking like a pretty good job here from Power Man.
Yeah, gets those two pretty smooth.
Yeah. Gets very, very good death abuses there to die right as he finishes. And ooh, no, getting some super sneaky thief moves, messing around.
No.
Bingo! Right on target. All right. Now I just have to activate. Rubbish.
By the desert winds, she is making the ground shake like an earthquake.
There we go, second time's the charm.
I will be flying like pita bread.
Never guess there's a bug in that statue.
And my suffering, don't worry, Power Man is entering the operation now, so looks like we're not too far away from the end of this
pretty
first
smooth
round.
heavy metal meltdown.
Yeah, I think the only meltdown that we've been talking about that happened during Slide 4 here was my meltdown of my computer.
Yeah. Which
doesn't
tech
make
issues in the commentary booth are the biggest meltdown of the night. That's
yeah, that's pretty good.
passable. Avon very low health here at the end of this hack.
Yeah. The no meltdown Slide 4 does mean that we don't have a tight ending to the race, but the players we have in our grand finals are very good, so we can expect them to do very well for themselves for the most part. Bucks need to ban 4-5 for game 2. Yeah, I feel like 4-5 is a very strong episode for Power Man, it seems.
Yeah, Powerman has played 4-5 3 times. This is his 4th. This is his 4th time playing this episode in the ACES competition.
Wait, the teams have assistant coaches? When did this happen? Crystal's claiming to be assistant coach?
Who's the head coach then?
That is a good question. Head coach is Jake? That must be the real problem then, because Jake is not here.
Oh yeah.
Then they'll be missing their head coach, having to rely on their assistant coach for game time. That's not the greatest. He got fired. Then how are you still assistant coach, Crystals? Wouldn't you be operating as the main coach? You're the interim? Okay. Sounds like we have some not great management situations for the Bucks.
Yeah, pulling the Temple football strategy of firing your coach after a win.
Definitely a strategy of all time.
Yeah.
So we're seeing Power Man continuing to shake for the people. At least for the ones who enjoy it. I think I used to shake just out of habit, because that's what I saw everyone else do, and I just followed along. I timed it afterwards and realized, it doesn't really matter, but I just continued to shake anyway. Mapioto is insane at 4-1. That is an obvious ban. Unfortunately for Mapioto, when you're excelling at a specific episode like that, it's just such an obvious ban target.
The last of my friends are now retired, and I have had enough snakes and scorpions and climbing for 3 lifetimes. Besides,
So we're not going to see any Mapioso on 4-1 in this grand finals.
All right, Salim. We couldn't have made it this far without you, but I think we can handle it from here. You've definitely earned your retirement. Go enjoy it. And the belly dancing.
Thank you. I will.
Must be why 3-1 was permabanned versus Sabres. Yeah, you've gotten good at 3-1 for sure.
More than I was expecting. An underground docking station for La Paradox's blimp.
There's definitely an element with banning in the first episode that when runners get into the game, it's the first episode they do the most at the start. So banning the first episode, whether it's people getting into the game or people derusting and doing the easier part to get started, it's an easy episode usually to get good at, to a level that you can be competitive. And Powerman giving us the obligatory squeaks. Very, very important.
The squeaks are very important.
Yep, they speed you up. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So make sure to keep squeaking. Not queep squeaking. Yeah, squeaks and shakes. Permanent's really putting up a show. This Paraman's pulling off solid event section here. Not really going for the damage boost, just trying to stay inbounds just normal, not pull off any BS. Just get a solid time in. Just all he needs at this point.
Alright, the coast is clear to the control room. Time to show this security.
Nice damage boost into the hack. I don't remember seeing that, but that is a very nice strat. Maybe I have to pull off the Sly 4 return in 2025. And get more familiar with the strats again. For all that's happened since I last played.
Knave opting to not go for the shakes.
I think Sly 4 is less of a victim of me not liking the run and more of a victim of me not having figured out how I want to approach speedrunning at that point. Because I've definitely noticed that when I'm speedrunning one game or one category and thinking about another category, I'll just get frustrated at whatever I'm running. Like, yeah, I've done it with any percent in Hat, where I've forced myself to grind any percent when I really wanted to grind another category, and the more I do it, the more I end up hating it, hating my time speedrunning, which is not how I wanted to approach it. You know, it was the same towards the end of Sly 4. Like, early on Sly 4, I was enjoying it a lot. Then I was thinking a lot more about hand time, and basically towards the end, as I was playing Sly 4, all the time I really just wanted to play hand time, but I just kept grinding through Sly 4, kept being like, alright, I need to do the language timing, like all of this that I wasn't really as invested in as Hat at that point, and it really wore on me to a point that I ended up deciding, even though it was the start of the titchery at that point, to be like, you know what, I'm just committing to Hat at this point. I really can't just push through that.
Yeah, I have not run very much Sly 4.
Which at the time I felt a little bad about. The time that I was stopping my Sly 4 grind was right at the start of titchery.
Mm.
When everyone was talking, like, showing Sly 4 some love, I just left. But yeah, I think I've definitely come to a more healthy spot with how I approach grinding games. Even in 2024, new spots were found where language saves time. Yeah, it's you had the time where the light cycles were different between languages, so that Spanish became fast all of a sudden, which Meppy also really appreciated.
Mm.
To have even one episode where Spanish is the fastest.
Are there any episodes where Swedish is still the fastest?
Episode 3. big reason for that is probably the first dialogue skip. Or well, I think even if you get all the dialogue skips, Swedish might be faster there, and I'm not sure. But regardless, the first dialogue in Swedish is so short that it may as well be a dialogue skip almost because of a severe dubbing error. It was Sonic, I think, who pointed out, which is pretty funny because the moment me and Hulla heard it, we immediately knew what was going on, but apparently neither of us have really played the Swedish dub enough to just know that going into the game, that the dubbing error was that bad.
This fireman very close to the end of the boss fight now.
Yeah. Because I think Sonic pointed out, like, hey, this is pretty short, and just asked me, like, hey, what is going on here? And then we listened and we realized, oh, wait, the Chris's voice line is literally Bentley's voice line. Which is such a massive dubbing error that's just funny.
What does the Grizz say?
I think Bentley says something like, the Grizz is talking to a paradox. We should make sure to listen or something. I don't remember the exact line, but then the Grizz just says the exact line as well first. So the moment that he's supposed to have the call with the paradox, he's just saying that instead.
And there is the end.
2:12, 25-ish, something like that, is when the Vipers finish out. Their relay very, very solid from the Vipers all the way through. Even with a sound lock, it was a commanding victory from the Vipers. Really, really putting their best game up for the grand finals, as we're seeing a bunch of runners come in. So Vipers, having won the game, how do you feel?
Awesome. Well, I guess kind of surprised still, like...
It definitely didn't go how we expected it to. I think the draft, we definitely thought they were going to try to get Nave on Sly 3. We thought Mapioto would be playing Sly 4, and Nave would be playing the second Sly 2 episode after the episodes were picked. But we got the win. Feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, Nave and Mapioto are definitely very flexible, so it could be hard to predict who wants to play what at that point.
Yeah, and I was expecting that I can go Mapio in Sly. I'm like, wait, Mapio's not playing Sly 4? What is this? It kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I didn't have the stream open while I was running too much, but it seemed like Mapioto ran into some trouble in Mojo Trap, and so I was expecting that he would get a lead in that run, and so I was very happily surprised to see that we got to start with the lead.
I remember you having a close call on Rip Off the Ruby.
Oh yeah,
what are your thoughts going on there?
That scared the heck out of me. I don't know where that one monkey just came out of nowhere. I had to do some little maneuvers before throwing the ruby, but that was really close, failing the job. Luckily it worked out. Yeah, it scared me a lot.
Yeah.
In practice earlier today, in that exact spot, I had a very similar thing happen where the guard got in front of me, and it did not go well for me. And so when I saw you get there, I was like, oh no, not again.
The flashbacks.
You handled it really well, so good job.
Yeah, it was a very good time, to the point where even without, that was with a sound log, which is just crazy.
Yeah, if I didn't get the sound lock, that may have been close to my PB. Like overall, it was like a decent episode run for me.
Yeah, I think
No
it was
major
around my
mistakes.
PB with someone.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like it went somewhat well. I got some time to practice during Candy's run, so got to practice like the major skips and so on. So I feel pretty okay with my run.
Yeah, we were. I was pretty ready for episode 3 because we expected them to pick that.
Mhm.
And then so when they made us pick another Sly 2 episode, it was for Knuti and he chose 5. But then when they picked the order and had 5 first, we said no. I ran 5 last week, or last match. So let's give Knuti the time to practice, and I think that decision paid off. That quick switch then.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well since you had played like 5 like not that long ago, so it went pretty naturally that way.
Yeah, we have 2 Europeans on this team. Obviously, you were more prepared for the idea that you were gonna wake up in time for this than I was. So, how did you feel about having such an early morning run?
Well,
Yeah, Paul
it's
might go
not really
first.
Yeah, but that's not really a problem because I have done this in the past too, like with my long runs. Like I wake up kind of early, and then back in Sly for Optimal, I had to wake up like 5 a.m. for 6 a.m. match, 1 hour earlier than today. So yeah, kind of normal to me. So not challenge.
Yeah, what time in Finland did this start?
7 a.m.
Yep. Yeah, I woke up like half an hour before the match, which was like okay for me, like at 6:30. Little sleepy when we started, so I was happy I was not going first. So I got some time to wake up and practice still. But it wasn't that bad. I think it was like worse for Mapio, which was like 2 hours before us, like it was like 5 a.m. or something. I don't know.
For sleep schedule's sake, I don't know how smart it was for me to commentate this, but I am still happy to check out another ACES competition run, and it gave me a good reason to try and wake up for it.
True.
I think it's in a pretty bad spot when I'm confirming to commentate like 12:40 a.m. and then gonna wake up like 5 hours later.
And this time was put together on pretty short notice. Altogether, I believe we got the call for commentators about 12 hours before the race started.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of quickly realized that it's gonna be tough to schedule these matches since, well, half of the people are from the States, half from Europe, and people go to school at days and work days. And then closing to the Christmas time, like weekends are gonna be harder as well since people tend to go out of town. So we noticed, okay, this time will work for everybody. Let's just go with it. Get this over since we don't know what's the next possible date for us.
Yeah, we'll see when the match 2 is, and maybe the last one if we win again, but maybe there'll be 3. Who knows?
We'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Yeah, how confident are you guys that you can close this out in 2 games?
I'm at least pretty confident. Like we were pretty confident before the match that we have a good chance. We planned out a strategy for bans and picks and so on. So I feel like we can get this over in the next match. But we'll see. We'll see. I feel like Bucks will change something in their big ban strategy based on today's match.
Mhm.
We don't really know just yet.
I do remember you mentioning in the first interview that you were using mass to decide your picks and bans. Are you still sticking to that?
Actually, today's match we didn't use it, but for so long during the tournament we'll always just actually use some match there to see like what are the best episodes for picks and bans.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just having used it throughout the tournament, you get a good idea.
Yeah, pretty
overall.
much. Yeah.
Makes sense. Are there any other major thoughts you have about the first round? How you felt going about it? How your runs felt?
Well, like I say, I played pretty decently. Even though when last was kind of nervous, and I actually closed the stream, so they didn't know how is the elite am I behind as it's played, and then we actually won at the end. So yeah, I just played solid, and that was enough.
Yeah, like our plan was to win 2 out of the 3 episodes, but we actually ended up winning all 3 of them. So can't be more happy than that.
Very, very good.
I guess Powerman, did you play any differently knowing you had a fairly sizable lead going into that last episode?
Obviously, it's always adds pressure when you have the lead, so I was, played best I can, and yeah, good thing it was enough. But yeah, like I had earlier, I was surprised. I was not playing against Mr. Mapia. I was expecting that like 100%, and then wait, no. Because like Mapia could have easily been like catching up if he was playing that episode for sure.
Yep, so that was it for the interview and round 1 here of the ACES competition's grand finals. Bit of a blowout, the first one, but we have very competitive teams, as we've seen throughout the tournament, with neither of the top-ranked teams out of the Swiss section getting into the grand finals. So really interesting how this will end up in the end. We don't have a determined time yet for the next game of the grand finals. It's still being scheduled out, but when it does, we will announce it in the Discord. So keep an eye out if you're in the Discord, or maybe go ahead and join it if you have not yet. It's the best way to stay up to date with any Slag Golds events, including the ACE competition. Seeing it linked there in chat for anyone who's not in there yet. And with that, I've really enjoyed this run, and in commentating it with Firestar here.
Yep, it's been a fun night. I'm gonna try to sleep.
Yep. Good night, good morning, whatever time it is for you. Enjoy your day or the next day. And that's it for us. Signing out. Bye bye.